All right, so somebody in the comment section, I've been seeing the same things y'all see. It's going around. Somebody on Twitter reached out to Ndanukong Suh, or they put something about Ndanukong Suh coming home, playing one more time, one last ride for the Detroit Lions. And surprisingly, he responded with a bunch of emojis, laughing and stuff like, he didn't say no. He didn't say no. So could it be a possibility that Ndanukong Suh returns to the Detroit Lions? And would you want him to come back? I think it's in some cases, you just got to let go. It's time to let go of the Ndanukong Suh hope train. All right. Now, per se, I myself would not turn down a single body that we could use. However, I think the time has come for the ship to sail on Ndanukong Suh. I have never seen, in all my time of watching football, I have never seen a fan base clamor for somebody to come to Detroit who once was here more than I have seen for Ndanukong Suh. Now, don't get it twisted. I think he was Defensive Rookie of the Year back in 2010. Dude was a dog. He was a dirty dog, but he was a dog nonetheless. And he was part of our team when we had a top 3 defense back in 2014. It was the last year with the Detroit Lions. But Ndanukong Suh, the time has passed. As a matter of fact, he has not. Let's just for y'all's sake, let's look at this. Okay, first and foremost, let's look at the age. All right, Ndanukong Suh is up there with Bruce Irvin. All right, Bruce Irvin. He just turned 37 years old. Okay, so him and Bruce Irvin are the same age. As a matter of fact, he is going to turn 38 before we go to the playoffs. Now, in his defense, okay, Calais Campbell is like 40 years old, still balling. So you got to ask yourself, Ndanukong Suh, is he in football shape? I'm going to say, I don't know. When was the last time he played? In 2022. In 2022. We got to let this guy go. We got to let him go. He ain't even come back he's not officially retired, and he hasn't come back to Detroit. Well, he's in Detroit. He stays a lot. He got businesses here. He stays a lot, spends a lot of time in Detroit. It's time to let him go. It's time to let him go. He played with Philadelphia in 2022. That was, Jalen Carter was 2023. His last year, that is, I want to say, because he won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, and then he was with the Rams before that. He was with Philly when they tried to do it, right? It is time to let Ndanukong Suh go for a lot of reasons. He's about to turn 38 years old. We don't know if he's in football shape. And it's just time. He said in 2022, this is what I heard. I can't confirm this. But I could have sworn I read it or I heard it from somewhere that Ndanukong Suh in 2023, he was not actively trying to be on the team, at least at the beginning part of the year. But he said if he didn't get contacted by a team in 2023, he would retire. But he hasn't officially retired, though. That is true. As far as I know, nobody contacted him. He didn't sign with anybody. But then I heard also that as the year was kind of wrapping up, that the Ravens might have been a team that was looking into Ndanukong Suh. I can't confirm that. But when it comes to Ndanukong Suh, it's time to let him sail and ride out into the sunset. Those times are over. It's over. He might come back to retire a Detroit Lion, but I remember very distinctly in 2014, I don't know if you, let me know in the comments, in the chat. When you watch this back in playback, let me know if you remember this. I remember like it was yesterday. It was 10 years ago. The season ends on the Dallas pass interference, like no call. It was that year. It was after that game. And they did a press conference for Ndanukong Suh. And I remember very distinctly, he was just bawling his eyes out because and he was up for a contract that year. It was the end of his rookie deal. And I was like, this dude is leaving. He's out of here. He was talking about his teammates, and out of respect for his teammates, somebody was asking him about like the contract and are you coming back and blah blah blah, and he was like, I'm not going to talk about that, and he was just bawling his eyes out. I was like, this dude, he's gone, and he's never come back. He has never come back. Look at the opportunity that he's had to come back. He signed a massive deal with the Miami Dolphins. They wind up cutting him 3 years into the deal. He signed a 1 year a deal with the LA Rams. He actually played with Jared Goff. That's right. Then he spends 3 years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know if you guys remember this, but shortly after the trade, Ndanukong Suh said that Jared Goff was the best quarterback that he ever played with, while Matthew Stafford was an LA Ram. Not sure if Stafford and him liked each other. Cannot confirm or deny that. But as far as Ndanukong Suh, it's time to move on. That's a guy I would not mind if he does come back, 1-day contract, retirement. Eventually, if he's in the ring, the pride or whatever, I wouldn't mind. He signed a new deal. He didn't ask to leave. But Ndanukong Suh coming back this year, while I think that the tweet was playful, I just think it's just not a thing. He's never come back to Detroit. He does not want to come back to Detroit to play. And I think he's done playing football. Let me know what you think in the comments below.